Hello loves, welcome back to my channel guys. Again today I have a baby to introduce to you guys. This one is a cuddle baby. So for you guys that are new to this channel, you may not know what a cuddle baby is, and I'm going to tell you. A cuddle baby means he only has his head that is silicone. The remaining of him is cloth. So that's what a cuddle baby is. So I currently have the blinds open in here to let in some natural light. I have turned off my yellow bulb off of him, and so he is under very white lights to try to get as much of his actual color as possible. And zoom in. So he is Steven by Bountiful Baby, the silicone version. This is my very first time painting their silicone. And I'm going to show you why I was intimidated and afraid to paint it. And I'm going to give you my opinions and my raw thoughts. So just keep in mind, this is my experience, my thoughts. But before we do that, please make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. And also remember that you can get your merch. You'll see a little link below showing little items that's in my store. If you click on it, it'll open it up and show you a lot more items. If you want to find me, you can find me on Miss Serenity Smith on Facebook, also under Instagram, Miss Serenity Smith Babies. So I'm going to show you, and I don't know how well this color is going to, yeah, there, it's going to show up for you guys. So this is the color that I had to paint from. I did not paint his limbs. I kind of wish I had, but I was not sure. I didn't think that I was going to be able to do anything with this silicone, to be honest. So I was like, I'm just going to try the head and see what happened. So I am going to zoom out some. And it doesn't look like it's a big deal in certain lights, but it is very much pinky, very pink. So very pink. So let me see if I can, I should have brought a neutral silicone kit piece for you guys to see the difference. And I can tell you, like, their vinyl is very, like, light. So, hold on. So I have different, so show you some different pores. And these are actually not as light as some of my other pores. Hold on one second, I'm gonna get you another pour. All right. So some of you guys may feel some type of way about that long pause, but it was necessary. So, all right. So I got some different silicone for it, so you guys can follow along. Those of you that may not paint, to understand what I'm talking about. So this is another. I'm gonna put these out here. So I may block the light just a little bit just to set them up. All right. So we're gonna put there. We got here. We got here. And we got here. And then we got this. So once I do this, this shows you very much of different colors of silicone. So I'm going to start from left to right, from my left to right, so from his feet to his head with the silicone. This is a belly plate from a Clear pour. It is the most neutral color. This baby here is a special color and blend, special for me. But this is a pretty neutral color as well. But you see how different, how much darker that is compared to Claire's pour. This is Jennifer Costello pour, and I actually really love this color that Jennifer pours in, Costello. So this is a little baby that she sent me. So again, this is those two, and I think those are the lighter colors. My last Emmy, when I got Emmy, was actually lighter than this baby. I think the pour was a little bit lighter. This is a Christie pour, so not too far from this one, but it has a little bit of more of a hint of another color in it, but not bad when you line them up. So, and then this is raw silicone, so everything stick to them, so don't judge. They have to get a bath and stuff. This is Jennifer Sussman Price pour. So, and then this is Bountiful Baby. And when you look at them, when I first showed you the babies, I'm sure you probably said, oh, it's not that bad. And then when I put it next to them, you're like, oh yeah, it's like really pink. And the camera is actually doing it a little bit of a favor and making it just a little bit lighter actually. So that is the color that I have to work from versus where I originally started out painting from this color. And then I started getting very comfortable with at least coloring from these colors. I have painted from a even whiter pour that was more like a porcelain white color pour. I have painted from that, and I really like that. That was my the other head that I have. But the sculpting, or it's not sculpting, it's they are scanned from a real baby, the reborns, and beautiful. I do not want to waste these limbs because I love the feet and all. I just don't think I could match that baby. I'm gonna tell you why, because I pretty much painted that baby in between other babies. So basically whatever paints I had left over from other babies that I'm working on in here, my full bodies, I put the color on this baby, and that's that head, and that's how he ended up that color. So I don't really have a specific method for how I came to that color. In person, I will say he looks better than the pictures that I originally took. He have a little bit more life. I think the pictures that I showed made him look a little bit, he didn't have no blood flow, look like almost to me in those pictures, but he does. But I'm super proud of him just because I just didn't think I would even get remotely close to any type of skin tone. I wouldn't say it's my best work, but I also wouldn't say it's my worst work. It's just, so I'm really, really happy with that. But so the silicone is very soft to me. I love the way it feels. It moves, have good movement. I love, like I said, I love the actual details on the kits and stuff. I mean, it's really, yeah, it's like, because they're scanning, it's not, they're not sculpting, it's a real baby. Like, you can't You can't deny it. Like, it really, you know, it really have the realism in it and stuff. So I wanted to practice because I have a big baby, and I do think, and I'm gonna go get that head, I do believe that, and it's a more recent than the Steven, because I've had this kit here for over a year. I do believe that they got a little bit lighter, but not a whole lot. But hold on, I'm gonna get that for you guys as well, just so y'all can see. And I probably should give you guys Kathy's pour as well. Both Silicone Studio pour has became a little bit more neutral than these pours that I have here. But this is a newer kit from Bountiful Baby that I have. And it's the reason why I wanted to try to practice. But it's not too much lighter. It's still a pink, but it's not as pink as the first one. And I think Steven was one of the first ones that they came out with. So when you look at that, I'm going to hold them up together so you can see. This one is darker. And in person it's about 2 to 3 shades darker than the first one. At least 2 shades, but you guys should be able to see that. Let me see if I turn the light off. You guys can see. So that's where we're at. So I will have to be honest and say I absolutely cringe at trying to paint from that color. Because it's so much work. It's so much more work than painting from any one of these. I will paint for any one of these before I will a pink pour. I think if they adjust their color, we would be in a very good place. So at this time, I probably won't paint many more of these because I can't really guarantee my work is going to come out nice. And for the amount of time that it takes to paint these dolls and the expense that it costs for the silicone itself, I can't take the risk when you go in AA. Now, if you're painting Caucasian, I think you'll probably might like this pour a little bit too, because it already gives you your pinky tones and stuff. Anything you do in AA is going to be a little bit more work and a little bit more challenging than it is to paint a Caucasian baby sometime. And I say that lightly because if you want a very pale, fair color Caucasian baby, then you may kind of, have a time adjusting your coloring from even with this pink pour. So that is my thought process on it. I think that I may be able to do a little bit better than I did with the first head, my second time. But I have to be, it would take, oh my God, it would take me 2 times longer than what it takes me to paint a full body, to paint this head. I've been working on this head since I don't know how many babies ago. So I've been quietly working on it, and I finished a few full bodies in between. So, but remember, I'm only painting, you know, if I have some paint left over and enough time before it cures to get it on that one. So that's, you know, another part of the time. But even if I painted it straight through, it would take me double, if not triple, the amount of time that it would take me to paint from one of these other pours. So that is my honest review of this. I'm just not a huge fan of the color. Everything else about it, I'm okay with. It does feel different to me than my other silicones, but not in a bad way. But yeah, it's just not a, it's not something that I want to start working from. So I won't be buying any more until I finish these, and until I see that they've changed their pour color. So that's my story. And but I do think, somebody asked me about the quality. I don't think it's anything wrong with the quality per se. You know, I'll probably keep him around a little bit to see, you know, how it go, but I don't think it's, the quality, you know, wasn't bad. I've got these 2 kits that I got, they came in pretty good standing. They didn't have, you know, no dings and stuff like that. So I can't speak to everybody else's experience on it, of, you know, what they've gotten from the kits, but for me, the 2 that I've gotten in silicone, the pour itself, as far as smoothness goes and all that, very smooth pours, very soft. Taking the paint, it took long. I'm gonna say, compare it to painting regular vinyl, like a regular standard vinyl kit, to painting the Ping Lao toddler kits or the LDC kits that are like, you know, that come in that pink, and you have to, you know, really base it as you go and stuff like that. That's, you know, that's kind of where I would say. I've had silicone that have different textures and take paint differently and stuff like that. That's the thing about silicone. And a lot of people, you know, I say this over and over again, that's why I paint from like a lot of the same sculptors and stuff, the pours from the same pours all the time. And that's why I feel like, again, with Maria Lynn Grover leaving for a while, taking a break, I feel such a huge impact on that, because she poured for a variety of sculptors, and it allowed me to be able to experience a variety but still have the same pour. You understand? And I've kind of came accustomed to understand working with her pour, even though her pour isn't a neutral pour either. It has a bit of a color to it as well. But keep in mind that a lot of artists will disagree with me and say they love this color because they like to paint from colors already built up, versus me, I like to build my color up. So a lot of people like having a color that's already pretty much there, because like some people, if they are going for that pinky newborny look, to be honest, they could really like just add some detail to this, and you know, try to add in like some undertoning and a little bit of coloring, do the nails, paint the mouth, you know, over the eyelids a little bit, this and other. Mat it, and they have a baby. They don't have to do as much if they're going for like a pinky Caucasian baby. AA baby, not so much. Our babies are not as red when they're born. They do have some tints of red sometime, but they are not typically a red color. Now, from this light, it looks like perfectly colored baby, right? But like I said again, the reality of it is it's not. So that's my review. It's not a bad review, hopefully. It's different for me, and that's my experience. It's not going to be something that I'm going to add to my list, like I said, until they get the colors adjusted more. But I will continue to practice. I'm going to practice on I'm going to paint this baby because I really want this baby for my personal collection. And so I'm going to take my time, and I'm going to paint this baby, and I'm going to try to master it. Like I said, I do feel like this color is a little bit more neutral than that color. And I may, depending on how the color come out on this one, I may have to do you guys another review and tell you what I think. Because even though it's not that much lighter, it is quite a bit lighter. And it, so it gives me a little bit more hope. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.